Someone brought up the topic of begging today. It's not, some people adapt to it better than others. You have different strata of people in the world. But there have always been, especially for women, people that, when you're the hunter-gatherer type, and especially when you're female, it can be part of your gathering behavior to go to places where they give out food and things like that. But it's also, the U.S. really doesn't have a very structured compensation program for the PSYOPs kind of people. And most of it, a lot of us are in like Supermax prison or, highly secure mental institutions. So those of us that can roam free and stay relevant to things, some of us work at night, but in the daytime we're on Social Security. And that's not a lot of money, and it's really hard to argue for more, and you've got a lot of people pretending that they're sick, or people using the byproducts of meth lab to pretend to be sick. So the amount of money that should be available to people who really have significant reasons why we should not be interacting with the regular workforce on a daily basis. And nobody responsible in the federal government agencies, at least, is confused about why I'm not working. For a large part, I'm an entirely different species than most of the workforce. And, the analogy I use is that, I'll just let another country a country that the U.S. has good relationships with, just fucking blow up, just because I'm too busy asking somebody if they need fries with that. If it wasn't so much the racial thing, if people weren't so busy othering and pointing out my anomalies and things like that, how I'm different from the norm, it might be possible to get me some kind of compatible job. That's not possible in the environment that we're living in. And sometimes we see the begging thing as a settlement. I'm not going to use my ability for survival at your expense because I'm eating good and I'm housed well and I've got transportation and stuff like that. So, every country has its own way of dealing with that sort of stuff. And it depends on the environment too. Here, most of the stuff I'm given at the food pantries and stuff is stuff that the grocery stores have to throw away or are not allowed to sell because it's past the expiration date. But it's still good for a while. And so it's unsellable stuff anyway, most of the time. Or it's government surplus, stuff that the government buys to maintain price stability of certain commodities. So somebody has to eat that. We ship a lot of it overseas, but we need a lot of it here.